Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and this is part 3 in the Do-It-Yourself Sales Funnel video series, where you're learning exactly step by step how to build your own sales funnel on a WordPress-based system that will cost you a few $100s per year instead of a few $1,000s per year with those funnel creation systems. In parts 1 and 2, we have done a lot of work. The links to those different videos are down below in the description if you have not caught up to this position yet, but you've already learned how to install WordPress, install the theme, you've created your funnel, you've got your autoresponder set up, your autoresponder is integrated into your funnel, and you've learned the basics of customizing with this system. Now in part 3, which you're watching now, we're going to get into how to create your membership area. This is your product delivery area or your members area if it's a membership program. You can also use this system if you have like a video training that you give away with your free content, right? If your lead magnet or your free level of content is actually a modulated course, this would work perfectly for that. And we're really getting into the part of this system that really kind of beats the pants off of Clickfunnels and Leadpages, because you have incredible amount of customization. Inside of Clickfunnels, the membership area is one page. There's really no organization. There's no deep linking structure. You're 100% limited as to what you can create. Here you have infinite customization, and the theme we're using has a really cool system that we're going to leverage, and I'm going to show you everything that you need to get it going for yourself here. So let's jump in. I'm going to catch you up to what I've got open and what we're working on. So I'm inside of the WordPress dashboard. I showed you before how to do your updates. If you have any updates, obviously update before you get going. You'll notice up here, this is the Yoast plugin. They're always sending notifications. They're always popping up notifications. There's a problem with your SEO. Ignore them. There's not a problem with your SEO. They're trying to convince you that you need to hire them and buy their services. I just always ignore that, and I wanted to make sure and go clear on that. Now, what I'm going to be using for this example is it's essentially the same video I have for my free giveaway. I've broken it up into 4 separate parts, and I'm going to do each one of these parts as a lesson inside of a bigger module. This is just an example, right? I'm taking time out of my day away from my real business to show you how to do this for yourself. So I'm reusing this content to get as much kind of use out of as I can and to save time for me. You can see I'm in Vimeo here. Now I use Vimeo Pro for all of my product delivery videos and also for all of my video sales letter videos. The reason I do this is because I have more player controls. I have the ability to add or remove the pause button, the play button. I can make it so people can't skip ahead if I want to. I can also remove the, YouTube shows like other videos you might be interested at the end of a video. I never want to lose someone. If they watch video 1, I want them to only go to video 2. So if YouTube is presenting other relevant videos to them, it's not going to make sense. There's ways to strip that off. I just personally use Vimeo, so I wanted to show you. This is how I deliver my products. It's not very expensive. I think it's $10 a month. You can upload like 5 gigs a week or something like that. So here I've got all 4 of my videos. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I've done to save some time is I got a little notepad here. This is the same thing. So I got part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. I've got 2 things under each of these. I have the URL to the video itself, which has the video number, and then I've also got the actual embed code. I don't remember which one we need, so I figured I'd collect both just before getting started. That way I could save a little bit of time and get going on it quickly. All right, so the one other thing I want to show you before we get going is from Mr. Google. I'm going to go to Thrive Themes Apprentice. Now this is the tool that we're going to be using. It's called Apprentice. It's a system that they've built within some of their themes, and specifically I'm calling your attention to the search engine result that has the TKB_item quick start, right? Apprentice feature quick start guide is what I want you to click on. I'm going to be walking you through this, but you are inevitably going to have questions, right? How does this apply to me type questions? Use Google, use the resources. You have this knowledge base. You can search right here for Apprentice and get more content. And as a member, you have access to their forums, so you can go in and ask for their help. You can give them your login credentials inside of their forum so they can actually log in and see what's going on if you have a bug. I'm showing you how to get get this going, you're going to use these resources to answer your specific questions because that's what you bought into as you bought into Thrive. But you'll see right here, it really kind of covers most of what we're going to talk about here step by step for you. It's super simple, but I feel like this video is going to help a lot. One other thing you're going to notice, it only works on a few of their themes. This is the list of themes. We started off in part 1 on the squared theme, and at the end of the last one, I showed you how to move over to the focus blog theme to show you how easy it was to change. So if you don't have one of these themes running, you're not going to have access to this functionality, which is why from the very beginning I've said let's use squared or let's use focus blog. That's enough prep stuff. Let's get in and actually make some work product happen. So the first place that we go is we're going to scroll all the way down on the left side. We want to go to the Thrive dashboard, and this is going to load. On the focus blog, we click theme options. If you have squared, it'll say squared. It'll tell you what your theme is. Down here at the bottom, you've got the Apprentice section, right? So we're going to click on this. If you don't see Apprentice down here, that means you don't have one of their themes that has the Apprentice feature built in. So when I click, it says enable this feature, which I click, and magic happens. This is where the magic of the internet is doing wonderful things. And we're in. So now we have this whole new section of kind of functionality and settings. And what you're going to be able to kind of mess with here is the sidebar alignment. You can, so real quick, essentially what we're doing is we're creating a sub website within your website. And this product delivery area is completely different in the fact that you could use a different logo. So you could have yourdomain.com members, and your logo could actually say like, we're the special kid members, right? And you could have a special members logo. You have breadcrumbs on or off, which is a navigation thing. I'll leave them on for right now and show you how. We will be setting up a lesson root page here soon. Sidebar, if you want to change it to a right sidebar or a left sidebar, obviously you have comments. Previous links and next links make perfect sense. We're going to leave those on. I'll show you what those are. Video background color, I'm going to go with blue because I don't know. I just like blue. Favorites on, I'll show you what that is. Progress tracking on, I'll show you what that is. I've completed this lesson, so you can change this text. I'm going to go ahead and change it to I'm done with this one. And obviously change it to something that's relevant. I'm being a little goofy here to show you so you'll see it right when it pops up. Get the downloads and resources below. And you'll see exactly what that is inside of the system. I just wanted to change it from custom so you could see it stand out. If you're looking at yours versus mine, you'll see right where it is. Some more stuff that we don't really need. This URLs part, the URL base for pages and the basis for lessons, we can kind of change, and for categories and apprentice tags. So what I do is I make these mildly relevant. So what I'm going to do is the base for pages, I'm going to put, I'll leave members. Lessons sounds good. Let's do, for categories, we'll do, so DIY how-to, and the base for tags, I'm not really going to use, those, but you'll see how these play in. And the base for pages, I'll actually change this. I'm going to put base for pages as home, and lessons are going to be modules. I'll put that as main. Cool. And you can always come in and change this, right? So I just did a once over on the settings, and I've gone through this before, so they make a little bit of sense to me. But once you're inside working with this, you can come right back to these settings, change everything you want. There is a back and forth process. We kind of like put the block of clay out, we mold it, we take a step back. I want to change that, I want to change that. And that's your approach here. It's never actually done. It's an evolving, living thing that you're creating. So at this point, we're up. We have the Apprentice feature. Now I'm going to get geeky for about 45 seconds to help you understand how this works. Mainly because if you're outsourcing to someone who's going to help you customize this, you need to help them be able to find your apprentice lessons, your apprentice pages, etc. Now on the left, you'll notice we have these new items. There's apprentice lessons, apprentice pages, and then we have manage content. Those were not here before we enabled Apprentice. These use what is called, and you don't really need to know this unless you're hiring somebody to fix this or to work with this, these use separate post and page taxonomies. They're a custom WordPress post taxonomy and a custom WordPress page taxonomy, which means that from a developer's standpoint, we have our normal WordPress pages that we're already working with. That's what runs off our blog. These are Apprentice pages. They're totally separate from the normal theme-driven pages. So if someone's going in trying to customize these for you, they need to know that they're custom taxonomy called Apprentice, and then they're going to be able to look in and be like, oh, Apprentice custom taxonomy has all this special code, and they know to manipulate that code to change your Apprentice stuff, and they know to manipulate the regular WordPress pages to kind of tweak and customize the regular WordPress pages. That's it. We're back to the easy stuff. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. So the first thing we're going to do, I got a little notepad down here, is we're going to kind of outline our course, right? And we start in the manage content situation or area situation. I don't know. Now you're going to see this is giving us, there's nothing over here. We're going to fill this left area out. And what it's giving us is the ability to build our product. Now what's really cool with this system, you can build it out to have 4 different products all within the website. And if somebody purchases, you could give them access to product 1 and they'll see it as a closed kind of course and they won't see product 2, 3, and 4. In the future videos, we're going to add a shopping cart and I'm going to show you how to kind of like automate that. But you can kind of create it to where, or in a membership, if there's month 1, month 2, month 3, and each one of those have sub modules and each one of those have sub lessons, you can structure this in a tree kind of directory style setting. That way people will get access to all the stuff for month 1, and then when the plugin unlocks them, which we'll do in a future video, they get all the stuff for month 2. So let's kind of jump in more. So let's do the do-it-yourself sales funnel. So DIY. So what I've created here is the first level of category, right? Now I'm clicking on it and you can see that I've got the category here at this point. Now what I'm able to do is I've got, you see how we've got categories and the lessons? So now if I wanted to have a second category, so let's say, the next logical component in this is traffic. And let's add that in here. Perfect. So now you can see I've got 2. So I've got the sales funnel course essentially and the traffic domination course. And then if I wanted to do a third one, I can add that. So if you just have one, great. Start off with one kind of category, and then you'll add the other ones. Now you'll notice it got a little out of order, right? This one went above. I can just grab this. I can just reorganize on this page by simply dragging and dropping the different items. Now if I want to add a lesson, I can kind of click. These will show up once we create the lessons, but now we've got our kind of basic structure. And this is using a custom, I believe it's a category taxonomy that's under it. So it's an apprentice category is what these all are if you're having somebody customize this. Now, for the sake of brevity, for getting through this quickly to show you how it works, I'm only working on the do-it-yourself sales funnel. I'm not actually building these. I'm trying to show you if you have a course that has, or if you have 3 courses that each have modules and lessons, this is how you would structure it. Or if you have one course that has a bunch of main sub pieces, you could use a similar structure to this. So the next place I go once this is done is I'm going to go into the apprentice lessons and I'm going to add a new lesson. An apprentice lesson is essentially the same thing as a post, except it's going to only work within this structure that I've created here versus going out on my blog, because I don't want these things on the blog, right? Because these are things that people opt in to see or things that people pay to see. So we need them separate, which is exactly why we're using this system here. So I'm going to click on Add New. And I'm going to go really thin on content with these for the sake of getting it done quickly, but I want to show you around and I want to go through it a couple of times. So the first one is part 1, which you've already seen all of this content. So there you go. And 1 second here. Perfect. Save that. Not save yet, but we're going to scroll down here. Now, at the lower part, do you notice we've got this Apprentice options down here? And you'll notice it's kind of like hidden, right? Yoast SEO plugin kind of jockeys for that top position. If you want these closer, you can actually grab this and just drag it up, which is really kind of cool. And I can reorganize it, and I've just drug it, and now it's in place. So now it's going to be right below here. And this is what really makes it powerful here is, so we've got this set up here. I'm going to go ahead and click add link, and we have the lesson type. So I'm using video, so I'm going to click video lessons, and now it automatically busts out these different types. So I can click Vimeo, right? And it wants the video URL. I kind of thought it did, which is why I got that. So I'm going to take the actual URL to that video. And this is a hidden video, so people can't just go find this on Vimeo, but they'll be able to find it through here. Now, I don't have anything, but let's say you were giving them a PDF transcription as well, or let's say you had a PDF blueprint or a resources document that you wanted to offer them as well. It's right here, you're able to literally add the document link as well. If I want, I can put the video link here again, and I can have them download the video, which I don't necessarily want to do. But if you have it, you just put in the PDF URL right there. You want it to open in a new tab, and that's it. It's super simple, and I'm going to show you how this works. We're going to click publish real quick. And, it wants the lesson link text since I opened that. That's funny. So I will put in the video, and I'll put the URL here again, and publish. Okay, once it a third time, check, check, roger that. Let us try this again here. Cool. Now we're going to go look at this real quick to give you an idea of what we created here. So you can see it pulled the DIY logo. It's got the video embedded here nice and big. And then it's got kind of my content down below, and it's got get the downloads and resources below with that link. Obviously, this would be a PDF of a transcription. I just didn't want to jump into that. Now you notice I'm done with this one, right? Which is kind of the completion. So they can check that box and they can state that they're done with it. You go down below even farther. Actually, where was the, should be one more thing showing up. It's not yet. I will go figure that. The heart. That's what I was looking for. So this is the favorites. People can click this if they like the, let's say you have, for us, it actually is a really good example. We have meditations that we give out, right? And we're sending out 2 to 6 new meditations per month. So when users find one that they love, they click this little heart, which is the favorites, and then I'm able to add a widgetized area, which I'll show you how to do. And so they're able to create their own custom list of favorites, so they can log into the members area and go right to their favorites, because we have like hundreds of things we deliver over the course of a couple of years. So they go listen to each one. They're, ooh, that was one of my favorites. They click that like button, and I'm able to show it on the next one. Now click I'm done with this one, and they'll be able to say that they're done. You notice we don't have the next lesson, previous lesson, and that's because I only have one lesson. So what we're going to do real quick here is that's saved. I am stoked on that. I'm going to create the other lessons really quick, and we're going to play with it. So let me do this as quickly as I can. 1, 2, 3. So I've opened up 3 new lessons in 3 new tabs, and this one is here. Cool. Now I've gone through that 4 times. So we have all 4 of my lessons now, right? So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all set up here, and they're all set up as Apprentice lessons. So you can see here's part 4, part 3, part 2, part 1. All set up. Part 1 we're kind of looking at here. Now let's go back into, this is kind of the fun part here. Let's go back into the Manage Content tool. So now we've added lessons from within the WordPress creation. And let's see, where are my lessons? You can see down here, we've got the lessons that we just created, right? So now I'm able to just grab these, drag it, and drop my lessons underneath the one I want it to go in. And of course, I have full kind of drag and drop potential. But what I'm doing is I'm linking these together, which is now going to make the kind of functionality of the previous next. It all works based on what we did here. And of course, if I got these in the wrong order, I just drag and drop and move them around until I get it in the order that I want. And what you can do is you can go create all your lessons for all 3 modules, and then you just drag the right lessons to the right module if you want, right? I could break this up into multiple modules if for some reason I felt that would help. But for my purposes, it's just a 1 module 4 lesson course, right? So I'm just showing you how you can adapt this for what you're doing if you need, but it's really as simple as that. So now I've got this all set up correctly. I'm not noticing a save button here, so I believe that's automatically saved. So now I'm going to go to my module part 1. I'm going to use Control F5 to hard refresh the page, and let's take a look at how it looks. So it's got this blue background. I chose blue. That's how it works. We're going to add a menu here in a bit. And then you're going to notice next lesson. So down here at the bottom, we've got a next lesson. When I go to the next lesson, I just click that button. You can see it takes me to part 2. You can see my module. That's the word I set up inside of the settings itself. This takes me to part 2. Here's the video, part 2. I'm done. I've got my heart. And then when we go to the very bottom here, we have previous lesson, next lesson. Earlier when I was saying if you have somebody customize this for you, a few customizations that I had my guy do that I really liked, and again, he had to customize the Apprentice custom taxonomy. I had this previous lesson and next lesson moved up above the comment section, because on a lot of our stuff, we can have like 70 to 100 comments, so it pushes that kind of functionality way too far below. So I moved that up here. Another thing that I did is I had add to favorites text added right next to the heart, and I made that all clickable to add to favorites because I thought that this was a little bit too subtle for my people, and you can control the text around that automatically. But those are really the 2 kind of customizations that we've done. Cool. So now we have it. We have a course, right? Like this literally is a full course, and if you want, you can see part 2, and then they watch the video, and then you go down to the bottom, you click next lesson, they go to part 3, and let's say I already liked part 1, but I'm also going to like part 3 because we'll show you what that functionality does in the future. And that is really it. This is really cool stuff. So let's go back in the WordPress dashboard. So now we've got the lessons, we've got the video lessons in. If you have audio, they have kind of a template for audio, or if they're text lessons, they have templates for that, the download links. Now we create a home page for it. So now we're going to go into the Apprentice pages, and I want to add a new Apprentice page. Now what we're adding is the home page, right? I don't want to move them directly into module 1 when I get them started. I want to take them to a welcome to the do-it-yourself sales funnel. Right, and then I'm going to do, let's go back to part 1. Can I get there from here? I can. Cool. And obviously, you want to send a real welcome message on your products. I like having videos on there where you're like, hey, thanks, I'm so excited to have you here. Kind of like building that kind of just that connection with them, right? Like if they just paid you money, like welcome them with a video, tell them how this area works, tell them about the heart and how the favorites work, etc. Set their expectations for the course. If you have kind of a WordPress group that they're actually like, or excuse me, a private Facebook group, tell them how to get access to the private Facebook group here. Tell them how to contact your support if they have any questions, and encourage them to comment on the lessons, right? So take advantage of this. Again, I'm doing things as bare minimum as humanly possible, right, in order to kind of make sure that I'm getting through this quickly. So from here, I want to go back into the theme options, Thrive Dashboard theme options, and I want to set that page. We're going to click I didn't want to do that. I wanted to click Apprentice. Give me 1 second. That was kind of hit this and the pop-up got me. So I click Apprentice down here. And we scroll down, and now, where was it? I went right past it, didn't I? Oh, it already pulled the lesson root page. So it saw that I had one page and it automatically populated the lesson root page with my one kind of page that I have. So if you have 4 or 5 pages, like you have a support page, you have a how to access the Facebook group, you have a survey page, and then you have a home page, you may need to come in here and declare which one of those pages is the actual home page for the course. It automatically had that set up for mine, so perfect. I'm just going to click save because it's a good practice to have. So we've got that done. Let's go set up the special Apprentice navigation. I want to show you, because again, everything that we've done before to get WordPress working for us on the front end, on the blog side, we can now redo separately for members on the back end of the website. So we're effectively creating 2 websites in one. The Apprentice website is one. That's all members paid / kind of protected content. And then we have our front-facing content that the world can see. And I'm going to show you the plugin that's going to link those and do the transaction and give people access to that. We'll look at that in the next video, but for now we're just getting the structure in place so we can add that on. So I want to go to appearance. Where's my appearance? Down here, and then menus, because if you remember, we have, let me show you exactly what we're doing next to make it clear. So up top, it says assign apprentice menu. So I want to go put the apprentice menu up, right? So you can see we've got the menu structure, and then we have manage locations is where I want to go next. And we've got this apprentice menu down here, right? So select a menu. I want to use a new menu for the apprentice menu. So this wasn't here before. I click use a new menu and give the menu name. So I'm going to call it apprentice. You could also call it members area if you want. Or product delivery, like anything you want. Like this is kind of an internal name just so you know which is which. And then I want to do, let's see here. If you notice down below, we have apprentice lessons, apprentice pages, right? So I'm going to add this by clicking add to menu. I'll go ahead and add all the lessons just to show you. I wouldn't necessarily do this personally. I would maybe add the other ones. What I would add to this, just so it makes sense for you, is I would have a support. I would have a community tab, and the community tab would tell them, here's where you go to our Facebook group. Here's how to get access to the Facebook group if you don't yet have access. The support one would maybe have a contact form for them if you're having troubles with anything. And that way, when they're logged in, they see the support and all that. I'm just not going to set that up because I don't feel like wasting your time trying to keep this quick. And again, here you can kind of drag and drop everything. And obviously, I want them in order. I don't want it backwards order. That makes no sense. I'm going to click Save Menu. And that's it, right? So I would have just added those apprentice pages here. And I'm in Members Area, select Menu to Edit. Perfect. Let's go to Manage Locations and just make sure that got set up in the right. You can see it. So Apprentice Menu, Members Area. Perfect. So I'm going to save changes. And now I'm going to come back here and I'm going to Control F5 to hard refresh. And now you can see we've got all this navigation up top. It looks pretty bad, right? So that's not what we would want to do. So let's actually go back in and edit this just to show you how easy this is. And I'm going to delete this. And you can see the remove button down here. You just click the drop down. And I don't like my navigation to really run beyond one level. And I'm going to show you one more quick thing we can do. So save menu there. Then I'm going to go Apprentice Pages. I'm going to control click Add New so it opens this in a new tab. I'm going to put Support. Publish that one. And it's just going to take another minute, but I want you to see kind of a little bit more of what I would do in real life with this. Obviously, I'd add more text. And you can use like contact form 7. You can use, there's like simple word. Actually, no, we have a form, WP Forms is built in. You can actually put a form on that page. I'm not going to do that today. It's super easy to do. You can figure that out. All I wanted to do was to go back here to the menu. Now I need to refresh this. And I want to show you what the menu should actually look like for course delivery, because what I did was kind of jankety. So we come down here to Apprentice Pages, click that little drop down. And you can see we've got, which menu are we working on? So we're working on the members area menu, which is perfect. So I'm going to add community and support. Let's add that to the menu. And they're there. I'm going to save the menu. And let's go into our part 1 again. Click enter. There it is. So now I've got navigation up top, I've got where they start, I've got the home, etc. This is what the home says. And so if you notice, this is another really cool function of this system is I put the first link for the DIY sales funnel course here, right? So it placed that here. If I had 4 different products and I put the link to all 4 products on this page, it's only going to show people the one that they have access to based on the kind of member access plugin that we'll talk about in a future video. So if you still make one course homepage and it's like, hey, here's where you access all of your courses, and the different courses will only show up when they've either taken the action or made the transaction in order to purchase and buy the course. So then if I had 4 courses, it would show all 4 of them here. Really fancy stuff, but this is where they log in. They should see a big welcome video from you, and then they can click here and boom, they're straight in, and then they can see that they can access the community by clicking here, and they can get deeper into the content, they can join the community, and then they know how to get support if they want, which is, fill this stuff out, right? I'm not even half-assing it here. Like, this is about as simple as I can, and it's just because of time, right? So now the other thing is, you can manage an entire sidebar. Now, I'm not going to run this right now because my video pages are full width and they look good, but let's go into Appearance, Widgets. And maybe I will set this up because there's a couple things we can do, but you notice at this point we have Apprentice sidebar, Apprentice footer, Apprentice footer, Apprentice footer. This is literally mirroring what we have on our blog already, but it makes it separate for this custom taxonomy, so it only shows up on our Apprentice pages. So you look in the sidebar, there's nothing there right now, and I want to show you. So you can see the Apprentice favorite lessons. This is a widget that will show their 5 or 10 favorite lessons that they've clicked the heart on. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and now that's in place. And then I can put, if you have a lot of people going through, and a lot of lessons, you can put the popular lessons, and I can also put this navigation widget here, which is the overall navigation. I can just drag and drop that there, and I can put Apprentice recent lessons, which would show the most recent lessons that I've published if you're publishing new stuff on a regular basis. So recent lessons, we'll save that. Main navigation, and we'll save that. And what's kind of cool is you have access, we have a widgetized footer area for Apprentice as well, and you can just kind of drag and drop other things inside of the footer. Also in the sidebar, you can just put images if you want. You can put links to your Facebook community. You can put links to surveys. Like, you have the full capability of doing everything you do with a normal sidebar or widgetized area. You could run ads. You could run ads to your own products to upsell your other products, etc., etc. Another really cool thing that some people do with this kind of a system is, oh, excuse me if I move my screen there, but another thing you can do is you can create an Apprentice page that sells one of your other products at a discount. So you have a product for sale on the front end of your website on a normal page, on a Thrive Content Builder page, and you sell that for $197. But when someone's a paid member, you can offer them that same product for $97, and that page is protected to only display when somebody purchases the previous product above it, thus being able to give your current customers better prices on future products versus what you're selling them up front. It helps increase conversion. You don't have to. It's just an idea for you to think about because it's easier to make another sale to your current customers than it is to go get new customers. So selling more to the customer base that you've established is definitely the kind of easiest and fastest way to grow your business. And at this point, I'm going to save these. I think I saved them all. I believe I did. So I'm going to jump right back in and see. I wonder if I need to activate the sidebar or if it automatically shows up now that I've created. Perfect. So now you can see we've got the main navigation on the left, and then you can see that it's got the other courses that I have in here that I don't have anything under. And obviously, if we want, remember these are the category levels. If I want, I can just simply go in and delete those. So let's go into manage content. since I'm not actually using them and it was just to show you, I click the X. Yes, I want to remove that category. It's going to reload. I'm going to click the X. Yes, I want to remove this category. Perfect. Now I come here, click enter. Perfect. So this is the home page, right? And again, you need a video in here, you need some imagery, you need more calls to action, but you can see the main navigation is here, my favorited lessons. These are the 2 that I already clicked. The most recent lessons, it shows in the order that I'm putting them out. So if you've got hundreds of lessons and you're putting out new content every month, this can be a really, really powerful widget to help people quickly get access to what they want. And you have full capability to manage that widgetized area. When you click inside, I just clicked on part 2. It's going to take, I believe the video is full width, and then you can see the sidebar fits down below here. These are the breadcrumbs that I have turned on to help them navigate through. And again, it's the same sort of content here. You can see we've got the previous lesson, the next lesson. If you click the heart and then you refresh, it will automatically over here add it to the favorite lessons. And that's it. This is how you kind of create an actual course. What you get with this above and beyond Clickfunnels, beyond the ability to customize all of this 100% and have full control, which is priceless, but man, just as simple as this. Like now I have a link so I can create a drip email system. Let's say I give them 1 module per day for 5 days, and let's say this is my free giveaway, and instead of giving them the whole thing at once, I give them part 1 day 1, part 2 day 2, and so on and so forth, right? Well, I can actually link them in an email to the exact URL. You could never do that inside of Clickfunnels. In Clickfunnels, it just takes them to something similar to this. Actually, it's a hash. And then it uses JavaScript to display the different pieces under the hash, and it's incredibly messy for customization purposes. It's incredibly messy for user experience. This is the cleanest and probably the best I've ever seen, and I'm so stoked with this. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up at this point. I feel like we've covered a lot to show you how to get this all set up for yourself, and now you need to get this in place, because in the next video, we're going to be looking and talking about the different shopping carts and the different access plugins, and we're going to set up the actual system that will allow you to offer your product that's now laid out on the back end here for sale, and when somebody clicks and purchases that product, they'll instantly get access. They'll get an account, they'll get a username, a password, etc., etc. All that will happen behind the scenes, and at that point, we will have taken what started as a really simple affiliate funnel in the first video, and we will have built this out to a full-on sales funnel. And I'll even show you that some of these plugins and some of these shopping carts make it really easy to add one-click upsells, to add downsells, etc., etc. So we're building on this one step at a time. Get your actual product laid out, so by the time the next do-it-yourself sales funnel video comes out, you're actually ready to begin and get the kind of shopping cart plugin installed and configured, so you can start selling your products in addition to the affiliate products, because you get better margins when you sell your products. I hope this has been informative. I hope this helps you understand how to get the most out of the Thrive themes, specifically with the Apprentice. Don't forget, as a Thrive theme member, you have access to their forum where you can ask questions. You have access to their knowledge base where you can search for different keywords or for Apprentice to learn the bits and pieces. If you have a question for me about strategy, about kind of like in the clouds level stuff, hit me in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end, you are definitely a hashtag badass. Like, good on you for making it to the end. These are the steps that build businesses, right? Like what we've created in just 3 videos here, and you add on that next video, is literally a full online business, and it's taken maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours of content to get through, and that's me showing you, right? Like I can do this in an hour 20, maybe, kind of starting from scratch and getting going. So really, you're learning the skills. I hope you're putting all of this into practice, and I hope you're building as you go. If you haven't got steps 1, you don't have your hosting, you don't have your theme in place, go to video 1. That is in the description. I'll have video 1 pop up right here as well, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video so we can keep helping you grow your business online so you can achieve the lifestyle freedom that you deserve. All right, be well. See you on the next video.